tonight on BBC One. At 7 o'clock, Tomorrow's World includes a look at the dangers of driving.
Barry, I've commandeered a vehicle.
The old trick, eh? Eat the telly before I get a chance to nick you. It's a toaster.
Dalek, you have been defeated. Surrender. You have failed.
Insufficient data.
Is this world protected? Because you're not the first lot to have come here. Oh, there have been so many. And what you've got to ask is, what happened to them? Hello. I'm the Doctor.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. He is indeed the Doctor. He was from the very moment he regenerated. Anybody hit the ground running as well as Matt Smith? Well, that's actually a good question. Let me think. Patrick Troughton, certainly not. Nor John Pertwee. I like Tom Baker's performance in Robot, but that was a very Third Doctor story still. It was a very Barry Letts story. I think the Tom Baker era really only started with Ark in Space, in which he was pretty much perfectly fully formed. So I don't know. I think he would have done with a better script. That's a shame, right? Well, Peter Davison was unconscious for most of his first one. Although his performance was pretty much, it didn't evolve from there, really. I mean, it's like, it's pretty much in the same place. Colin Baker obviously evolved, especially on audio. Sylvester McCoy, he started off as like the Groucho Marx. Paul McGann, Paul McGann was better when he started, right? Like he was the best in the movie, and then in his first few seasons. Now he's just like, it's the thing he does. He does it well. Christopher Eccleston, no, he didn't gel until I don't know about 3/4 way through the season. David Tennant, no, he was asleep most of the story. Capaldi, no. Okay, Matt Smith. I would say Matt Smith is the Doctor to absolutely do the best from the beginning, right? He really absolutely. Yeah. That would be my snap judgment. Man, there is a lot of stuff going on to talk about. Twitter is going down by the looks of it. Oh, so sad, right? I had such high hopes for Twitter, right? It's all chips are on Rumble now, right? It's not good news, right? So Twitter has this thing. We're going to go over the story in a minute. How they're not showing. They were going to do a free presentation of What Is a Woman, the Matt Walsh thing, and now they're going to like throttle the stream or something. I'm not sure. We're gonna go through Jeremy Boring's tweets and see if we can make sense of it, right? That is our goal over there. But yeah. I mean, listen, ever since the other CEO that was announced, you just got a feeling that Elon Musk has kind of lost interest, right? It's just like, okay, now I got to go and do this, right? Which is actually, I had such high hopes for Twitter, but maybe he thinks his work here is done. Right? I don't know. Could be. But Twitter as a rival for YouTube, nah, it's over. Right? I mean, what, you got the shitty interface and the stifling of speech. Yeah, no, it's cool. Right? Again, if you had that, you have that reach. If it had that reach and a good interface and you didn't stifle free speech, you'll be a killer. right? It absolutely would. Like I always said, if they relaunched Mad Magazine, well, actually, in a few years ago, right? They should have done it right at 2018, and made Mad Magazine the apolitical, satirical magazine that made fun out of politics, right? And that made fun because there was so much, and then you would have made fun for both sides, right? And you would have to make them both very good to make people want to buy it. I think that would have been a good idea, right? I think people would have just liked the idea in of that, in of itself. Because, and also I think it would have sold because people were like, we're desperate, and people are giving up now, looking for things that will not. I mean, like, you had weird optimists like me that think things are going to be good, right? I don't know. Listen, there's so many warning bells with the new Doctor Who now. It is absolutely ridiculous, right? What's the name? AOC is still upset about the parody account. We should go and look at that again. That was hilarious. Maybe we'll do that after the Matthew Boring thing. I don't know, but like, I mean, but I just don't really understand what the four-dimensional chess is, because I don't think the people they didn't go from Twitter, did they? They just like got pissed off and fumed a little bit, and they we're not going to pay for the blue check mark. Yeah, no, I won't be. It depends. We'll see. I'll give it another couple of months, see what flies. But it's probably going to go right. If unless I start getting great traction on Twitter, right? But it's probably going to go. Here, let's have a look at the story. 1 second. Share screen. Screen is sharing. I've just made a major life change. It's really doing good for me, right? This is really, really doing well for me. I used to eat after I streamed, which was like around 8 or 9, right? And I was already tired by then, and I was hungry. And I would just wouldn't stop eating, right? Just because they just got into that. Hungry. Now I'm forcing myself to eat before I stream. I stream at 7 o'clock my time, which is 5 your time. So I try and eat around 6, right? Before I'm hungry. And man, that's really it's really changed my life. It's such a simple thing. So yeah, I'm quite reveling in that. Anyway, okay. So apparently, Twitter cancelled a deal with Real Daily Wire to premiere "What Is a Woman" for free on the platform because 2 instances of misgendering. Okay, "What Is a Woman" is the documentary by Matt Walsh, where he highlights the absolute ridiculous insanity of transgenderism. According to Matt Walsh, of course. So, look, YouTube, you're right. It's all evil, right? Evil, what they're saying. We're just reporting on it so we can recognize the filth, right? Yay! Trans rights, human rights. Trans rights, human rights. Trans rights, human rights. I don't know what trans rights the other humans don't have. We want to shit anywhere. Yeah. It seems to boil down to that, right? What's the right that the trans people don't have? They want to shit wherever they want to shit. I don't know. I just don't think that's a thing, mate. Anyway. 1 year ago today, we released "What Is a Woman?" It's excellent. To celebrate the occasion and expand the movie's already enormous impact, we decided to give away for free the 24 hours on Twitter. Yes, I'm right there, baby. With Twitter's recent commitment to free speech, we thought it would be a perfect place to distribute the film and drive the conversation forward. Again, you need a better platform, like interface, Twitter. If you want to be a video platform, you need to design a video platform, right? You have to do what YouTube do, YouTube and Rumble. That's essentially what we're looking for. Or come with something new, but no, that's what we're looking for. I mean, again, if you want to rival YouTube, that's what you got to do. And I hope you rival them with free speech. Anyway, we thought it would be the perfect place to distribute the film and drive the conversation forward. One of the most important topics of our day. Yeah, that is screaming at you if you talk about it. Twitter responded with enthusiasm and offered us the opportunity to buy a package to host a movie on a dedicated event page to promote the event to every Twitter user over the first 10 hours. Yeah, well, I want to go to this, right? We accepted, signed an agreement, and after we signed, Twitter asked to see the film to better understand what parts may trigger users, right? So they could better prepare their response. They said they were still all hands on for a launch, so we sent them a screener. That's where things went wrong, apparently. After reviewing the film, though, Twitter let us know that not only could we no longer purchase the package they offered us, fuck me. Yeah, that thing we just paid for, you didn't. It's not there. It's not real. Twitter also let us know not only we couldn't purchase the package they offered, but they would no longer provide us any support and would actually limit the reach of the film and label hateful conduct because of misgendering. Fuck me. This is many steps back. Elon Musk, you better get all the fuck over this, right? I mean, like, or not, right? It's better we just don't now. Wouldn't that be better? That would be better. So yeah, Elon, do whatever you're gonna do. Good. Specifically, in the film, a father refers to his 14-year-old daughter as her, and the store owner uses the wrong pronoun in a confrontation with a trans person. We reminded Twitter they removed misgendering from their policy. So misgendering itself is misleading. And then enforcing such a policy places them on the side of the most radical elements in society, a side most opposed to their commitment to free speech. Twitter clarified they only removed misgendering from the policy because it didn't need to be that specific. But they still considered misgendering abuse and harassment. What? They gave us the opportunity to edit the film to comply. We declined. Good for you, Jeremy Boring. Right? This is why I think he's going to win the Conservative war. Right? I mean, like, man, I wish he signed with Rumble. Right? I hope this pushes you to sign with Rumble. Right? Rumble will look after you, Jeremy. Maybe. As much as they can. Bless them. But sign to Rumble. Right? I will subscribe to the Daily Wire that they're on Rumble. Right? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Where we're saying when we asked how much visibility they would limit if we posted the film anyway, Twitter replied that our own followers would not be able to see it in their feeds. This, they said, is part of their speech not reach policy. Yeah, of course. Saying that you have the right to speak, but will make sure no one hears you, is a bit like saying you have the right to cast a vote, but will make sure it isn't counted. I don't know where you come up with that analogy, Jeremy Boring. Really? Well, I said that's crazy. That could never, ever, ever happen. America, as we know, has the safest and most secure election, and everybody trusts the institutions now more than they ever did, ever before. What a win. Anyway, that's not right at all. We brought our shows to Twitter Tuesday because we believe Twitter was committed to free speech, especially on this issue. After all, the Babylon Bee was silenced on Twitter over the very issue, and that in part prompted Elon Musk to buy the platform. The other tech platforms have already decided where they stand in the trans debate and demonetize and deprioritize all those who disagree. Now Twitter has joined the ranks of those other tech superpowers, ensuring that the one side of the debate is suppressed. Yeah, I know. Ugh. That's when my drinking problem started. Oh, man, I just got to order my screen. Did I literally just get? Oh no, not that bad. Okay. It's my anger. Okay, Elon Musk is not beholden to conservatives. He has the right to run his business how he sees fit. But Twitter is going to throttle one side of the most important of debates facing society. It cannot claim to champion free speech. Absolutely not. It absolutely not. This is push coming to fucking shove. It really is. I hope Elon Musk will reconsider this awful policy, and we can debate issues on Twitter where we can debate them. Right? If conservatives aren't outwork on Twitter, where are they welcome? Nowhere. Oh, it's disgusting. It's unlikely another centi-billionaire will come along to offer an alternative. We plan to post a movie anyway, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tonight? To make good on their threat to throttle it and label it hateful conduct, or will Twitter live up to its greater promise? We'll all find out together. That's pretty darn exciting. Oh, so like the 8 Eastern, that's going to be 5 a.m. my time, I think. I will definitely check this out. Let's see if Elon Musk has anything. Yeah, been a bit quiet there, Elon. Yep. Yeah, lots of SpaceX stuff. I think that's where his head might be. I don't know. Not good news. And let's be fair, not good news. Shall we see if there's anything new going on with Jeremy Boeing? In an interview we just released, Elon Musk reaffirmed his commitment to free speech, saying there will be no compromise, even if it means lost revenue. He also said Tucker Carlson's main concern was yeah, exactly. So what gives? Yeah, okay, set reminder. I'm on board. Okay, this is for 2:30 in the morning. If I wake up, I don't know. I hope I'll be able to download it. So that's crazy. Okay. But yeah, listen. So I think that's a real ongoing drama, right? I think it's a real thing we're like worth talking about. Now, I've got coffee freaking all over it. Just out of camera. Anyway, let's pull up some eye candy. Plenty to talk about. Doink. Oh yeah, no, I forgot. We got actually this headline feature. I think. Oh, come back. Where do you go? There you go. I like on what was I going to say? Oh, we got to the Middle Earth. There's two Middle Earth stories, right? There's the guy who said he's faced so much racism. Oh, the black elf. I've faced so much racism. How much hate? Oh, so much hate. Did anybody send you a message? Oh, so many messages. Can you show us? No. But why not? Why do you think no? Are you a racist? No, I just want to. Can you just see him? No. What? Can I just see anything? Can you bring any receipt? No. Dude, have you ever heard of Juicy Smollett? Have you that gentleman? Yeah, he fucked you over good because we don't believe you without you bringing the receipts now. Right. Frankly, we shouldn't have believed you beforehand either. But we don't believe you without bringing the receipts. That's just the way it is, baby. That's just the way it is. And also, there's another story about racism. And look, no, the show was shit. Understand this, you absolute cock-womble idiots. The show was shit. It was racist, right? The people making it were racist, right? As well as being incompetent. Oh, God, it was embarrassment. The scripts were all ChatGPT would do better, right? You did very badly. Very badly. So, I don't know. And also, we should do I want to do a series review of Succession and Barry. I'm trying to finish the War Doctor set. But here's a problem with it right now. It's not about the War Doctor, right? So basically, you had this like cyborg Dalek hybrid woman thing. Okay, any masculine role is always played by women now on Big Finish. Like always. If it's a general, it's a woman. If it's a captain, it's a woman. If it's an admiral, it's a woman. If it's a prime minister, it's a woman. right? There are no masculine roles played by men on Big Finish, right? I mean, other than the Doctor, right? And if they could get rid of that, they probably would do that too. Like there is the sheriff, it's the woman. It's never, ever, ever, ever a man, and it's become stupid, frankly. Anyway, so there's this like super soldier who's been augmented by the Daleks, and she was introduced in a couple of box sets ago. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Now here's the problem: because she's a little girl playing a big masculine role, she's playing it against herself, right? I hate to tell you, you know, I know you want to say women and men are the same. They're not, right? No matter how much you try. Right. Anyway, but essentially, she's not really good enough to pull it off. I mean, she's okay as a background character. She's okay as a supporting character. In this box set, they bring her back as she's essentially the main. She's the thread that holds the whole thing together, which is a very good idea, and they should be doing that. That's exactly what they should be doing, right? Let me show the cover. The cover's all wrong, right? It gives you the wrong vibe for this thing. The cover should be like a Lee Binding Hollywood movie style. Let me pull that up. Excuse me while I whip this out. I'm of course quoting Blazing Saddles. You wore blazing saddles. Hang on. Now, this will. Oh, we gotta go to the last month. There you go. Yeah, but now we're in June. I'm still on the fence about that Tom Baker set. Yeah, okay, over here. Share screen. Doink. 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 So I hope this will be a review of it, but I'm really finding it hard going. So yeah, this cover's all wrong for this, right? This one should be a Hollywood style movie poster, like Lee Binding sort of thing, with like the Doctor with this like Dalek hybrid battle tech woman thing. Now here's the problem, right? Firstly, her design isn't very good, but as I said, she's like a young woman. Let's have a look who she looks like in real life. Ajaz Awad. It's not. She's not terrible. It's just. How do I put this? It's not. This is. Yeah. It's very hard to play super tough alien warrior when you're like, you know, a pretty girly girl. Well, what to tell you, right? I mean, it's yeah. Oh, I'm looking. I got the wrong thing. Hang on. Doink. Share screen. There you go. Like. So yeah. I mean, again, it's not. She just does. It's not the hardened battle warrior type. You know, I hate to tell you. Right. Not a diss on her. It's just who she is. So she's playing against type, and she's okay. But this one has really intense emotional scenes in it, and Carl doesn't really pull it off, right? And the Doctor isn't the main character. The Doctor is always adjacent to her, right? It's like happens to turn. I want to just and yeah, the failure in this box set, I would say, because the scripting is all pretty good. The acting's all good. I like Jonathan Carey. I think he really puts in an excellent performance. I mean, really, it's not just the voice. He actually puts in a very good performance, right? So the like, I don't like that design for Berserker Dalek, for example. It just looks stupid, right? Again, you need like a big Lee Binding thing, and Comrades in Arms. It's too loose, right? The problem with this is production, right? It is on the producer level, right? The title Comrades in Arms is shit. It means nothing. It's generic. It's boring. It bores me, right? It's about this woman case, right? And again, she's not. she's not good enough, right? I hate to tell you, she's just not good enough to carry the thing, right? What's it? Wish she was, right? Where am I up to? Doink. No, I just totally lost my place. There, I'm trying to train of thought. Fine. But yeah, so the camera's on. It's generic. It's like, Battle Warrior or something. It should have been like her being his companion for this box set, right? That's the basic idea. So that's okay. But again, he's too removed from the action, right? I mean, the final story. And they're about 25 minutes in or 20 minutes in, and they're finally getting together, right? They should have been together from the beginning, right? And he should be there at the emotional arc of the story. He's kind of relegated to the companion subplot. It's really because it's all really about her, right? Again, she's just not strong enough to put it off. This. I don't know what this cover is shit. Like, what is this woman doing as Venklin over there? Because Venklin here, they just had a great cover with Venklin, right? Who is a recurring character in the Time War, right? Here, where is it? It'll be from, is it this month or next month? I think it's next month. Yeah, right. This, I think, is excellent, right? Yeah, best job. This, it actually feels like that character, right? So this, I think, really, really works. This one looks pretty good. Jonathan Morris. Yeah, this one looks like it's going to be crazy. So the new one should be out soon as well. I'm enjoying this. This is working for me. The was it Once and Future? But like really, things are dry. Yeah, I'm getting this thing for sure. Cover is meh. But nothing else. And that's kind of this is kind of it for me in like Doctors 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12 at Big Finish for the foreseeable future. Like unless they do something drastic, like I'm out of the 6th Doctor Adventures. What's the future like? 9th Doctor Adventures, Snoozerama. Luther Arkwright, I'm looking forward to. That'd be good. 5th Doctor Adventure. I mean, like none of them been that obnoxious, but like 2 amorphous stories that they just put together for no apparent reason. A Pursuit of the Nightjar. Again, you could do these like also ran stories when you had the subscription model, but you don't have that anymore, right? You pissed that away. Martian Invasion of Planetoid 50. Who wrote that? That's a really good title. Jonathan Barnes. Oh, Jonathan Barnes is always good. Right? That's going to be 8th Doctor. That's Jonathan Barnes. My man is on 8th Doctor. Doomsday. Do me 11. Really? Your 3rd Doctor. I haven't been able to get through the last 3rd Doctor set. I mean, this one has to have something in it to entice me in. It's like his performance alone isn't enough now, right? I got enough very good Tim Treloar 3rd Doctors. Right? Do I want $21.14 more or 2 stories I'm going to forget? And like, or just go back and listen to the older ones and actually get to listen to something and enjoy it, right? Rather than constantly listen to this new stuff they're constantly churning out. Yeah, 7th Doctor. I'm not getting this month's one. Like, is this they still with Sullivan and Cross, or did they leave in this one? I don't know. And yeah, it's a new companion set that's is Harry Sullivan and Naomi Cross, and I'm not really interested in them. Right? They were in this unit series, which was boring as hell. So I dropped that. And then they were in the 7th Doctor. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. Now I'm not even going to try the ones that they're going to move into the 4th Doctor. Yeah, look, you've got to do something to interest me. And there's a lot you could do. I know. I would have a look in the New Avengers universe or something. You've got to excite me to get me to buy any of these. And nothing like this is at least trying, breaking new ground. I think you might have me on board. Right? But it's a mistake having the second one come right afterwards. Warmaster, I'm going to stick with. That's good. I never tried the cyber, the 11th Doctor stuff. And War Doctor, I don't know. This one's been hard, right? This one's been a tough one to go through, right? It's the scripting. I mean, it needs tighter production. Or just bottom line. And then look, I mean, like there's really the next thing's coming out is Ninth Doctor. Not I'm out of that. Torchwood Soho, goodbye. Full Doctor Adventures. No, I'm out of these ones because again, it's the one with Harry Sullivan and what's the name? Cross. Who's writing these ones? Jonathan Roger, David K. Barnes. I don't know. I'm always kind of like, these are about with the site. Yeah, I'm gonna think I'll give this one a miss. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a miss. Nothing there to make me go, oh yes. So look, this is a real we're in April next year already. Time War, you might have me at, right? I quite like the last one, right? You might have me at. What was the last one? Hang on. Cass, right? There you go. Hey, whatever. It's been the best of the crop recently. Then I thought, look at that, we're in May, and I'm not planning on buying any releases. Oh, there you go, Warmaster. I'm not planning on buying any Doctor Who releases. Man, it's a desert out there. Human Frontier, I like. I still recommend that. But no, you're not getting more of you. Giving that whole thing a wide berth. All right. Once in the future again. So that's all of next year. All right. I mean, I'm sure they're going to announce more stuff. But wow. Yeah. It's a real it's a shonda. She cried. Oh, I haven't got the chaps. I got chatting. Dying. Let's get to something. Bum. But what we got coming up? Anyway, we got. Oh yeah, this was kind of fun. The top 10 biggest missed opportunities. Doctor Who. Holy crap! We're gonna have a claymation episode. So this is how this thumbnail happened. Right, I was playing around with AI art, right, as one does, and I put the prompt in. Well, first I put in I said David Tennant dressed as Doctor. No, a hyper realistic, spitting image caricature model of David Tennant dressed as Doctor Who, holding Sonic. Oh, so, yeah, so it came, and then it wasn't quite right here. So this was the first one I got. No, this was the second one. Right, I wasn't so thrilled. So I said in his blue coat, holding a sonic screwdriver. That one I quite like. Just these are all strange. I mean, it's like all white people look the same to it. I guess. Yeah, that's it. Zoomed in a bit. I quite like that one. Oh yeah, no, this was the first one I know, like how? Yeah, it's like what is a David Tennant? It got a bit better over here. And I'd like what is he holding? Giant dildos? Giant dildos of doom? I mean, these things all look very good, but there's the first David Tennant ones. Oh, I tried it with Tom Baker first. I like sort of. I'm sure I could use this for something. I just wish I could get it more accurate, right? I wish I could make it do more what I want it to do, right? I like. Can you have it really dressed like Doctor Who now? Season 17 outfit. Like you should be able to do that with it, right? It still needs a lot of work. needs a lot of work. Anyway, Lonnie, do you need a lot of work, darling? Oh, we all need a lot of work. What can I tell you? Lonnie is here. How you doing on comics? Thank you for joining us. Jonathan Cox is here. How you doing, Jonathan Cox? Matthew M is here. How are you doing, Matthew M? The Solder Engines is here. By the way, don't get caught up in your own insanity is my advice to you. Do not get caught up in your own insanity. So, I had this like weird back and forth with this Stephen bloke, right? About the trans stuff, where he like completely wigged out. So then I saw he was talking about me. Somebody sent me, and they was talking about me on Twitter. I was like, so I sent him like a response right there, and then I went to look at his timeline. By the way, the response is very funny. It's a little video. You should watch it. Actually, about 15 minutes. So, then I went to his timeline, right, and I saw him having all these like weird, shouty conversations with like just like with John Cleese, for example. It's like I was like, oh. I've been having a conversation with the village nutter. Okay. Okay. Whoopsie. And I really didn't realize that. I was like, fuck, mate. Like, what? Like, why? Why did I invest so much energy into that? I looked at it and went, oh, you schmucks, don't buy in to your own insanity, okay? That's really I will save you so much time in life if you do what I say and not what I do. The OTS Starties is here. Look at that. First time out. How you doing, OTS Starties? Thank you for joining us. Paul Tozen is here. How you doing, Paul Tozen? Such a condemnation of the current education system that the trans right mob can't even spell privilege properly. Because they're that privileged. Let me tell you, they are that privileged. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. You know really what it's like? I was thinking about this the other day. I think this is one of my intros. That Red Dwarf episode where they get split into their like holier version and their more like disgusting demonic evil version. Right, and the disgusting demonic evil version is entirely this, right? They are like degenerates, they're nasty, they are bullies. Like this is exactly what Red Dwarf described as the worst of humanity, right? With like no redeeming features whatsoever. It's bizarre, right? It's bizarre, but that's exactly Oh man, God bless them. God bless them and all them and selling them. Where was it? With and watch old Doctor. I kind of agree with you. I mean, that's basically where I am with Big Finish now. They got a huge back catalogue of excellent stuff. I never have a chance to listen to any of it. I'm kind of glad I'm done at this point, right? I really am, right? Also, that Jewish holiday last week still blew me out. I'm still behind. Man, I'm still going to make 4 thumbnails and bang together. How many thumbnails am I going to make? I'll tell you. I've got to make... Okay, these are the thumbnails I've got to make. Doctor Who and the... No, I'm going to change this one to... Pride Month comes to Doctor Who magazine with all the subtlety you would expect. Bonkers Doctor Who... bonkers. Toxic Doctor Who fandom theories for the 60th anniversary. And then there's toxic. There's too much toxic fandom. That's the trouble. Toxic Doctor Who fandom explains why they're very disappointed with Doctor Who fandom. Well, there you go. So I got 3, and then I got this easy one, trying to piece together the confusing mess of what is Doctor Who in the metaverse. Too many. Sorry, too many spelling errors there. Man, these cats outside, they are a pain in the ass. Let me just fix that spelling error because I had no idea what I'm saying. What? In the metaverse. I don't know. Again, I don't know what these noisy cats make. They do sound like they're having sex, and may I say, particularly good sex, right? And we're fair play to them. Rossi Davis needs to prepare for marketing answer to the question, why should I come back to Doctor Who? Well, they are answering that question right now. They are actively answering the question. But I don't think anybody expected the economic falls of the discomfort with with the mainstream discomfort currently growing with the trans community, right? With the LGBTQIA plus community, right? It's a big deal. Like the boycott of Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, crippled them. It took them off the top spot, right? Their sales are down permanently. They're never going to recover, right? They're never ever going to recover. They're probably going to rebrand. And they tried everything, but they're never going to recover, right? And they can't apologize, which is what they should have just done straight away. So I'm sorry, this was a bonehead solution having Dylan Vaney promote this beer. Like, fuck off. Like, you got to understand, we've all just been polite to you. Oh, will you stop screaming? Why do you need to be heard or seen? How are you not seen? How is Shooting Gutwood not seen? He seems pretty fucking visible to me, right? I'm like, okay, you're seen. Hey, here's the trouble. With you being seen means we've got to bring adult perversion and sexuality into the public forum, right? For drag queens to be seen and drag queens today are like deeply sexual, right? That means we've got to bring it into the public and include children. Everything was fine before the bloody children. Oh, God. We live in strange times. What a Woman is great. Yeah. And it's like, man, I really hope both Tucker Carlson and Daily Wire go to Rumble. Oh, that would be fantastic. Right? That would be fantastic. I think I would like to hope they could cope with it. But I am always an insane optimist. That is me for you. Tzvi, insane optimist Lebetkin. Need to answer the question, why should I come back to it? Well, there's going to be a lot of shocking surprises, I think. Which I think it's going to be good, right? I'm a massive fan of the Daily Wire, and I think they do some good work. Brett Cooper is my favorite. I'm a Gen Zer. I do hope that the Wire gets to be more well known in the UK. I think it is well known in the UK. I think it is. It does excellent work, right? I really wish Crowder signed with them. If Crowder has signed with them, I would have signed up to Daily Wire. Yeah, no question, right? I would absolutely have signed up to Daily Wire, right? It was the right home for him, but he's in the middle of a divorce, so from what I can tell, he's having a bit of an extended meltdown, right? He had a real falling out, I think, with who was it? Dave Rubin? They were his sidekick for a year or two. I don't know. I thought it was very good, which I thought was really sad. I think he's having a really tough time in his life, frankly, right? But I really wish he was able to work out a deal with Daily Wire, or at least go back to them and say, okay, can we I'm gonna need like 5 times this or something, right? It's a real missed opportunity, right? A real shame. You say whatever you like. We never promise to let anybody hear it. Exactly. You say what you like. We're going to bite our fingers in everybody else's ears. Exactly. Ethan Burkheimer's there. How you doing, Ethan Burkheimer? Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're catching me live too. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting waithists, and they're everywhere. Pink hand waving. Well, I don't know why it's pink, but you should. Don't put it there again, is all I'm saying. Sweet Pea's there. How you doing? Oh, man. Ninja, my cat, has found out I'm a complete and total sucker, right? It's we've had just lots of cheese in the house because of this holiday, which was all very dairy. So I was making myself some kind of cheese thing. Can't remember what it was. And the cat was there, and he's like, meow, meow. I said, do you want a bit of cheese? Fine. So I gave him a bit of grated cheese. He's like, nim, nim, nim. That cat is a crackle for cheese. I've never seen it. Now he's like, God, geez, man, I'll suck your dick. I'll do anything. I'm like, chill out there, ninja. But he knows I'm a sucker. As a sucker, born every minute. It's normally me. Lonnie's in Texas. Yes, he knows how to smoke. Let me tell you. We are seeing dysfunctional family behaviors and systems played out on bigger scale of the Cultural War. You're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Ola Gan is here. How you doing? Who's doing the second? They should get his son Michael. Second what? I don't know. No, second that's going to be David Troughton, I think. Here, let me have a look. Hang on, I'll pull it up. The first one was excellent. I have to tell you, the first one was really, really good. So yeah, I'm definitely getting the second one. But the cover is cack though. Where is it? All right, this cover is absolute cack. Please tell me we've got Nick Briggs working on it. Right? Cast. And production. Tell me, let me a script editor, Nick Briggs. That's where these things are falling apart, right? See? Oh, okay. You can tell this is Nicholas Briggs, right? I don't like the cover, but you can tell this is Nicholas Briggs. Why? The title for the box is James Robert McCrimmon. Yes! Yes, I want to get that. Right? And old Jamie with meeting an older third doctor. Yes. Right? I want to get that. And there's no diss on the artist. It's just I think this is I think you should be going with this range with more classic Big Finish covers, right? Like simple images, like around like remember Zagreus. You had some great hair. Let's go to 1 second. We'll go to the monthly adventures, right? Where is it? The monthly adventures, right? Let's do it. Oldest first. Sort by oldest first. No, not these ones. Keep going. They got into when you started to get into this kind of era, right? This era of Photoshop covers, that's what they think they should be going for with this range, right? Again, like the movie poster kind of feel, right? I think that's where the movie poster via Photoshop kind of feel. And I understand they're looking to do something new, but I don't know. They kind of like they kind of went away from it here. But those early covers are excellent as well. Project Twilight. Yeah, I like the it's minimalist images, right? Like the Luke Guru, sort of Orion, Stones of Venice. I love Stones of Venice. You see, look, Big Finish. I just want to listen to this old shit. I don't want to listen to your new shit. I'm sorry. I'm glad I got about a year off at least. I'm saving up for Doomsday. Oh God, that would be a no. I might pirate it. I don't know. I don't know if I could be bothered. But it's gonna be so shit. Yeah, of course I won't chat. It's only 35 minutes, says Conrad Archer. You are right. But yeah, it's who's doing the same? In Wheel and Space, he's good. But again, check. I'm not. Who is it? Michael? Or is it David? I can't remember. That's the reason I went to look. Look at that. It's Michael Troughton, right? He's excellent. Oh, the first one he's so good. I really recommend it. And there's also 2 great stories, right? Oh, I want to listen to that again. That's now as well. Adam Time Lord is here. I used to get all of Doctor Who from Big Finish for over 20 years. Now I can't be bothered with any of it. You're right. I'm on fumes, right? I like the first Doctor range and the second Doctor range, right? They're ones, and I like the War Doctor. Right, all the ones where I don't feel they're just resting on performances. But yeah, man, you can tell Nicholas Briggs is the script editor. The name of the box set sells it. It says something. It's unique. Rather than Brothers in Arms, like Comrades, so fucking generic. James Robert McCrimmon, That's not generic, right? That is not generic. I really want to hear that. So, well, the chat last after cheesy comestibles here. Let me see if I can get that for a second. It's really kind of shocking when you actually see it. It's like how close it actually is. It's there. What season is it? 5, you think? I think 5. Do 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 do. All right, found Red Dwarf. Let's try season 5. Higher and lower. Was it Angels and Demons? Maybe it was Angels and Demons. I'm thinking, yeah, let's try this for a second. There. The Rouge Red one. Oh, yeah, so they're on the angelic version. It's kind of like the rapist from Deliverance.
You guys are 2 letters short of an allotment. What are you after?
We want your vessel.
Nothing works here, man. Everything is in decay. And here is how we're going to get it.
Oh, yes, they make him eat a spider. But yeah, look, does this not look like SJWs? Yeah, I mean, this. And what will they do with power over you? This. They would do that. Yes, this is who they are. Worst of humanity. You're a habitual time driver who accepts the danger. Professional risk. James Rob McCribbon. Yes, I can hear that. I like Porridge. What's that? I think they did a revival of it. It looked quite good. Imagine normally Stanley Fletcher had a TARDIS. He would go to the pub. He'll go home to see his wife. Right? That's all he wouldn't do anything at all. Like he probably likes his tar. He likes his little cell. Okay, that's what I think. Anyway, good. Let us get to the Doctor Who stuff. Where are we going to go? Doink. Okay, this article I actually found very, very fun, right? Which I think would be quite fun to go through. Doink. 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 10 Doctor Who deleted scenes you need to see. Oh, I need it. I need it, baby. Need it good. Right. Doctor Who generated an ungodly amount of deleted scenes. Well, not really. Only in the modern era. While we don't have the exact figure, the amount of footage filmed in the then never used number of thousands of hours stemming from. Yeah, okay, fine. Blah 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 blah. We've rounded up some of the best, funniest, most heartwarming. Okay, let's start with season 2. All the cuteness. Okay, what is all the cuteness? Hearts or in the hearts of many Whovians. One true romance was Rose Tyler. You know what? I hate to say this. I'm really warming up to the Rose Tyler 10th Doctor romance. Right? I think it's like this is something that took him by shock. It was a result of the post-traumatic stress from the Time War. Was like back and like finding equilibrium. Right? I wouldn't like to see him do it often. Right? But I think for this time it really worked. She was the only one who was able to pull him out of the despair of the Time War, who literally broke into the heart of time itself to rescue him. In Rose Tyler's final story as regular companion, she and her intergalactic best as ever, Bay have a boat. have to save the Earth from both Cybermen and Daleks. Yes, I recall. It was quite good. They said, actually, you know what? More Daleks. The Cybermen should have done a bit better, right? They succeeded, but at the cost of the relationship to the point of goodbye, which we would have been even harder to watch had we had this sequence kept in. Nothing spectacular happened. Spectacular. It's just two of them walking around, holding hands, and generally being adorable. The chemistry. Let's have a look at it. Second. Video file. Man, was I on the money about like SJW R? You know, probably SJW was the wrong word now, isn't it? Are the people from the like? There we go. Hopefully this is the right one. I think so. You could use a bit of music, couldn't it? I mean, I could put some music on it. Okay, it just started there.
Yeah. It's kind of brilliant, really.
I mean, I don't know. People really hated the robot, and it didn't really make any sense. I mean, she was a stroppy teenager, like. But look, he's giddy there, right? I don't know. I think it's really kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, well, the time before was the Aztec lady. I get that. Yeah. You know, again, as a one-off, I think as a one-off, I quite like it.
We get on really well.
Oh, she really wants to see you again.
I want to hang out with her.
Okay. So, okay, we'll get to that in a second. There we go. It would have taken place right before Jackie tells them about the ghost making up this last moment between them before it all went wrong. Some Kleenex, it's crying time. Look, I remember my little girl, oh my God, cried and cried when Rose left. It was like, oh man, she was not a happy girl. TARDIS by candlelight. Again, I like Capaldi era. I just didn't like the stories. 2 more seasons would have been perfect, right? Oh, 2 more seasons, he would have really nailed it down. A much smaller deleted moment now. One that was snipped from season 8 episode Listen, which is not a great story. I hate to tell you. This is a story all about atmosphere. The terror is like lurking under the bed, the horror of the unknown. I mean, that was really an ongoing thing, the horror under the bed, right? I was never scared of anything under the bed, right? So I couldn't really relate to it. But there was nothing under the bed. I was like, oh, that's just stupid. The Doctor discovering the end of the universe isn't as lonely as you think. Douglas McKinnon did an excellent job on the directing duties, so it's a shame that one of the most visually interesting moments didn't make the cut. That is a shame. I mean, that's the thing with this era. It probably was very. We're going to watch it in a second. There's no dialogue aside from a quick listen from Peter Capaldi at the end. Just a steady pan around the TARDIS, illuminated entirely by candlelight. This is like there's also some ominous music playing for good measure. This would have presumably occurred during early in the episode when the Doctor was presenting his thesis about the unseen creature. I mean, like, I think he got the idea of where it was going with it, but it was only, I think, season 10, right? That his last season, right, when he was lecturing at the beginning in the college. That's the only time it really worked, right? But yeah, it's a shame. But it would have been a banger of opening. Let's have a look at it. Doink. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. This is this is tragic. They cut it. I love it.
Listen.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Very good. Oh, I love a bit of Capaldi. But what could have been? We can't complain much. Listen to the brilliant episode. Not really. Sorry to tell you. Dress for Rio. The 11th Doctor's relationship with Amy Pond got off to an iffy start, to put it mildly. But he turned up when she was a child, promised her the world, and then flew off and abandoned her for over a decade. I think more like a decade and a half, isn't it? Then came back, whisked away, disrupting wedding plan. Awkward. Okay. Oh, God, it's so annoying. Okay, Amy brings up some of these issues with the Doctor, and the lead to see from season 5 Hungry Earth. Oh, the bad piece of shit. She mentions her nerves about getting married to Rory, which has been exacerbated before her wedding, dragging on for months. She also complains about the cold, saying it was dressed for Rio, and the Doctor, and yes, the Doctor. This episode is set in Chile, Wales, which is about far away we can get from Rio. Let's have a look. Doink.
Where's Rory?
Didn't like me wearing my engagement ring with the group back.
We should go back for him.
Nah, he knows we're up here. He dawdles. He's always been a dawdler. And anyway, I wanted to ask. Me and Rory on the hillside. Picture us. That's good, right? That happens. We get happy ever after.
As things stand in this time stream, time's not fixed, so things might change. I like him. A lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just a bit difficult controlling your nerves when the night before your wedding goes on for months. Especially when the cold's getting at your legs. Did I mention? Dress for Rio.
Yeah, look, that's the tragedy with all these cutscenes. They just add so much character, right? And you forget how much character there was. Man, did I like Matt Smith's Doctor? Did he nail it from the... Again, we're talking about this when we opened the show. Yeah, he totally nailed it right from the very first, I think. So yeah, and I like seeing it as an off-cut, but like not realizing you should be giving the support to Amy that she's asking for. Justice Slitzer, how you doing? Didn't Capaldi say? Didn't Peter say his knees were knackered? I could be. Oh man. One second. Fine. What's the next one? So yeah, that was a great little scene. The scene also sets up Amy in a relationship, indicating that Amy definitely does love her fiance. Yes, you kind of lack that a lot. That is true. Their relationship was on the ropes at this point due to Mrs. Pond's dalliances with her raggedy man. So this would have been a nice addition. Also, he likes Rory a lot. Massively important scene, but not worthwhile one nonetheless. It is tragic, mate. What's this one? A fantastic introduction. When I didn't like Christmas Invasion because he wasn't in it, basically. And then I didn't really like his take on the Doctor, frankly. I preferred Christopher Eccleston's. I hate to be fickle. But like he felt too flippant. It took me about a year to get used to him. When the Doctor arrived into them, the Manchester lead was Christopher Eccleston, and he quit as soon as he could. The Manchester-born actor helmed the ship for just a single series, which is actually a really good way to start. I mean, if they thought about it, it was actually kind of clever. And they're basically doing that now. I mean, David Tennant manned the TARDIS for the first 3 stories. When we're up to just a single series, and the episode immediately followed Eccleston's farewell. Now, leading man David Tennant nearly paid tribute to his predecessor. Okay. Then the deleted scene from Christmas Invasion, David Tennant confronts the Sycorax and attempts to bust out his old fashioned fantastic, only finally he can't get the words out. Doesn't fit the okay, let's have a look. Oh, so this is about 20 minutes long. I've got to find it.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I was right there.
Fantastic. God, did you win the election?
Landslide majority.
Oh, fantastic. No, hold on. Fantastic. I can't say anymore. It doesn't fit the teeth. Oh, I like that word. What am I going to say now? Brilliant? Brilliant. 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 No. Excellent. Oh, that's excellent now. Superb. Marvelous. Molto bene. Oh, I don't know. Let's just settle for very, very good. Yes, that's very, very good. That's really very, very good. No, it's not taking off, is it?
If I might interrupt.
It's a shame they cut that as well. That was fun. That was a nice little scene. That was David Tennant being effortlessly charming. We got Cam Crash Course, as is Matthew Pounder. Where are we up to? Doesn't fit the teeth, apparently. Tent tries out a bunch of still there. That has nothing to story. It would have been nice to see fancy this direct bridge between the old and the new one. I really agree with it. Also, would have heard utterance of the Tent talks utterance of Molto Bene significance earlier. Oh, bit of 6. 6 and Perry. Colin Baker. Colin Baker's Sixth Doctor is known for his vibrant Technicolor coat. Yeah, no, for his very jiggly companion. And a brash personality. One thing he isn't known for is showing the occasional concern towards his companion. Well, listen, I would always cast a very, very concerned eye over Perry, and make sure, she was healthy. It was Perry who often drew the short stick. That's only in my fan fiction, baby. She's drawing the short stick. In terms of his behavior, matron. But the pair did have their moments of affection. One of which was cut from Vengeance on Barrow. So they kept all them like pissing each other, being pissing at each other. Here, Perry and the Doctor fly away from the titular planet, having survived the encounter with the sadistic society. Boy, I mean, they should come here. Despite both having nearly perished, they still find time for a few last experience. The Doctor checks to make sure Perry's okay. Okay, let's watch this scene, and then we'll see how things progress. I have a feeling. Things may get crazy. Doink.
The orthogonal readings haven't altered. Good. Splendid new elements and linings on the orbital transmission. Thanks to the Governor's generous supply of Zeitung. Still, now that the whole of Varos knows it's more precious than gold, you can understand their generosity, I suppose.
Doctor, you're sure the TARDIS will function properly?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm just looking at her boobs, and I know it's like very, very low res, but man. Oh. I mean, they are really genuinely perfect boobs, I have to tell you. And I know I've really been looking.
Disappointed?
You think I'm crazy?
You're right.
Apart from the residual side effects of foul pest, you're fine.
As long as you stay away from millet and cuttlefish.
Well, okay. Finally, this one, I agree with their right. Is there any more? No. Okay, fine. That was even with the jiggly awesomeness that is Perry, that was somewhat disappointing. Now, something that is never somewhat disappointing, ladies and gentlemen. Something that people never go, oh, really? Oh, this is okay then. Is of course our next guest. Our next guest is A man of taste, refinement, discernment, and also some incriminating evidence that I happen to have, which is why he keeps coming on the channel. He raises us up with his royal presence because he is, of course, Birmingham's King of the Geeks, Dan Hadley. How are you, sir?
Hello, everybody. Yeah, he keeps promising me he'll give me back the negatives, guys, but no show yet, I think.
No. You're not getting your kids back. They're in the cupboard.
Could be here for a while yet. Oh, well, extra Perry, extra Nicola. They are sensational, even 37 years on. They just sit there, don't they?
Even what, 320, whatever that is. Incredible.
ripe and full of promise. at the summer or any time of year.
You do sound a bit like Mr. Kipling now, but okay.
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah,
those Mr. Kipling ads always disturbed me. Right, those Mr. Kipling always sounded a little bit paedophile-y, right? Thursday, wrote Mr. Kipling, found 2 scrumpers in the yard, gave them a good rogering in the rectory before making some apple pie.
Yes, I insisted on searching their rectums thoroughly that they hadn't stolen anything else.
Exactly. Anyway, I was going over this really quite interesting article on deleted scenes.
I saw.
So we're halfway through. How many of these have you heard of? Let's go back. So we had this one, this shit joke at the end of Vengeance on Varos, where you saw that. Yes. We had him trying to say fantastic in the Christmas Invasion Can't Do It. I didn't know about that one.
I don't remember that. I'd seen the Varos one before because anything to do with the mid 80s, I'm all over it like a rash. This I can't remember. The fantastic. I've probably seen it, but I can't remember it.
I didn't remember this one at all. There's a little bit where early Amy and Matt Smith were she was talking about Rory and being nice about him. That would have really helped, I think. Really. Oh, this was beautiful. Here, I'll show you this. This was I didn't like the episode Listen that much, but this is an opening shot to it, which is stunning. Like, why haven't they been able to make good video games?
Listen.
Yes.
That was great. I mean, I think that's kind of tragic they removed that, frankly.
Yeah, that is the Doctor. Personally, I know this flies in the face of accepted fan wisdom, but I prefer the 12th Doctor with the shorter cropped hair. I think he looked like he meant business. He looked like a right old buzzard. And
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I like the bouffant hair, right? I like that he developed.
Having said that, I think there's a good middle ground. I think that how he got it, where it was sort of halfway, was pretty good. Still hawkish, but
again, he needed 2 more seasons. He really needed 2 more seasons.
There was so much.
His last season should have stayed as last season, right? But probably 2 more in between, slotted in before that.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think Moffat anticipated correctly what the end point for that version of the character was. But you're right. I think Capaldi had a lot of gas left in the tank, and that's why when I hear him, we hear him speak about Doctor Who only ever very fleetingly, don't we? And he chooses his words very, very carefully.
Yes, he does.
I think he knows he's got gas left in the tank as well. And oh god, it's tragic.
It really is tragic because I think he was just hitting his stride.
So do I.
I mean, I think we will go with the next season, but again, it's the cultural apocalypse that was 2018, right? It really was. It's like, man, that culture war hit, and we weren't prepared. Nobody saw that coming.
That scene there was no real dialogue as such, but that evoked so much of how Doctor Who used to feel that you think,
Yeah.
no, I'm not imagining things. This show used to be shit hot.
Yeah. No, that you felt like you're in season 14, right? The season 14. So let's go look at this next one. This one I've seen before. Quite possibly one of the most famous deleted scenes in Doctor Who history now. The one which might have just had some ramifications in future stories. Before slinking away and leaving Rosa and the Meta-Crisis Doctor in Jonah's End, there was originally a moment where the 10th Doctor gives the pair a chunk of TARDIS coral, telling them they can grow their own version of a time machine for their own adventures. Have you ever seen this?
Yes, I've seen this one. It's a cracker. I think they should have left this in.
Let me just whip this one out.
This should have stayed. That's what she said.
Yeah, it really should have stayed. It's
big cut, this one from episode 13. It's like a whole minute long.
Oh, look how young he looks. Blimey.
Yeah.
Scene of, from the end on Bad Wolf Bay, the Doctor giving the second Doctor the chance to grow his own TARDIS. We argued over this, and part of me still wishes it was in. Julie was right, though. It was just getting in the way of. There's so many complicated endings and so many complicated emotions. It did just throw you in the middle when they suddenly start talking about a new TARDIS. So I like to imagine this still happened, though. So one day we'll come back and put this one back in. Okay.
Showrunners cuts of key original RTD era episodes. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Oh, and don't
I'm surprised they never did that.
forget this. This universe was in need of defending. Chunk of TARDIS. Grow your own. That takes thousands of years. No, because...
If you shatter-fry the plasmic shell and modify the dimensional stabilizer to a foldback harmonic of 36.3, you accelerate the growth power by 59.
We never thought that.
I'm doing brilliant.
The Doctor. In the TARDIS with Rose Tyler. Just as it should be.
What about you?
Oh, I'm fine. I've got Madam.
Human with the Time Lord brain. Perfect combination. We can travel the universe forever. Best friends. And equals. It's just what Skinny Boy needs. An equal.
You see, mate, this is another reason why they should have left that in. Because, and I have seen that before, but I think maybe I hadn't sort of processed it correctly, because I think I'd always... You know, there's a school of fandom that believes that Rose was a very callous and selfish character, and I've never subscribed to that. But in that moment, I remember watching that and thinking, well, surely Rose isn't just going to go off with this new guy just because he's got nice hair and he's a bit fresher. Surely she would worry about him. She would ask. So they should have left that in. I think Julie was wrong. They should have left that in.
It was the season finale. They had juice they could put anything in. So this one I didn't know about. In the middle of the post-Donna solo travels, the Doctor turns up on Mars. Okay, so what's on Mars? Great story. I mean, I think this is really one of the all-time classics of the 10th Doctor's era. Right? I really like this story. It's one of
the classics of the entire new series. Okay, I've just come out the gym, so I'm eating a protein bar.
All right, sorry.
It's my David Dimbleby moment. It's one of the classics of the entire new series of Doctor Who, in my view.
Yeah, it really nails the horror. You get that very Robert Holmesian, Philip Hinch Holmes horror setting, right? You really feel this is. Is that you or me? I think it's you.
It was me. I've just turned it off.
I'm sorry, but yeah, you really feel this could have happened in. I would like to see an alternative reality. See, with AI, we'll be able to do it. Can you say, can you make me a Waters of Mars set in 1976, starring Tom Baker and with that production value and style, right? And it really would kind of work. I think you could use the same script, and it would be. Can you imagine that with Tom Baker? I would love to see that in with those production values. That'd be crazy.
Me too. The entire and the thing that at that time the tone of everything was largely so right. Practically every call they were making was right. And so when you hear about these things that they couldn't do or or things that sort of fell at the final fence. I mean, maybe it's just, it all sounds perfect to me. I would go with any of these things. I don't think it's just being at the tail end of quite an extended period, a fallow period. I think that this would still work.
It's not. It's like Star Trek Picard, right? Season 3, right? It's not just we haven't had a good Star Trek. Strange New World's not next gen Star Trek for decades. Like it's been like it was actually good as well.
Yes.
It wasn't shit. It was actually good. So, however, in the particular deleted scene, you can actually hear them talk 8:30 in the video below. Okay, let's check that out. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Make sure my phone's on mute.
I'm sorry. Okay. What are we up to? I think this one. So 8:30 in, we got to go.
I mean, I'll admit, mate, that I'm not quite as I'm not quite as all in on Russell as I was 2 to 3 months ago.
Oh, no. Look, every warning sign of this being a disastrous piece of shit is screaming out as loudly as humanly possible. So, look, okay. Here's a reason to be weirdly optimistic, though, right? It's the Anheuser-Busch thing has had significant ramifications, right?
Yeah.
There was a boycott of Bud Light, and it didn't go away, right? Normally, conservatives they don't really follow through. So then, so normally that's why they capitulate to like these crazy things. Firstly, because they run the board. Right, they're all the employees. They're all the management now because of the DIE. So you get, let's say, you get underqualified people who have no idea what they're doing, so they hide behind diversity, right? So you got that's the first issue. But where was I going with that? Women, DIE. What were we talking about? I totally lost my train.
I was saying how I'm not quite as all in on Russell as I was.
Right. So yeah. Thank you. So I'm not. So Target now, right? So Target just completely folded straight away when they were threatened with a similar boycott, right? So now we're at the point that Anheuser-Busch has lost 30% of their. It's lost about 28 billion. Target and Anheuser-Busch lost 32 billion combined in their stock value. Because so now you have it's a fiduciary. You can be sued by your shareholders for being overly woke because it's the real thing now. Because that's why Target retreated instantly. And this Pride Month is going to be a real battleground. But the point is this: he may not have the latitude from Disney to have a large transgender cast. I know this is Disney's raison d'etre, but I think there's a chance their back may be broken by the time we get to transmission. But certainly by the time we get to next year, I think they're about to go down. Like we're seeing things go down a lot, right? We just saw Network DVD go down, right?
I know. I'll be wearing black probably all month. For the rest of June.
Yeah. But it's like Mate,
the amount of money that I've spent with Network in the last year alone makes my eyes water. Really, I
am still going to keep them afloat, right? But like that's the economic reality we're in. They may not have a legal option to endanger the company, right? By putting transgender, like they may have to shoot Yasmin Finn's scenes, right? That might, it might get that bad. I can see that happening. I really could.
Something is definitely changing, and I mean, it was you that drew my attention to the Bud Light thing. I'd never heard of what's it called, Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch. I'd never really heard of it. Didn't understand the setup, and I didn't know that Bud Light was the most drank beer in America. So the impact of this, I've been playing catch up on it all, but I think it has been a major battleground fought and lost by the wokies, and it's almost as if, just as you said, other places. I think okay, it's one of the big boys, one of the big guns has drawn a line that okay, no more. That's enough of that. And so there'll be more and more. I mean, did you see? I know this is off on a little tangent, but did you see, for example, how Big Finish handled James Dreyfus on Twitter, and that controversy compared how they handled Trevor Baxendale on Twitter a few years later.
Oh, yes,
confidently and with dignity and with loyalty to their associate, and they snuffed it out in an afternoon. And that's just Big Finish. I love Big Finish. You love Big Finish, but they're quite small fry internationally. So if they can do that, the bigger people certainly can. Of course, with Disney will be. I've always suspected Disney will be one of the last, simply because they've got so much bleeding money. Disney and the BBC for different reasons.
I think they are on a bubble, right? And I think that bubble is about to really burst for Disney. I hope so. They deserve it. They deserve it, right? I mean, but like Indiana Jones looks bad. Little Mermaid made as tank. Nothing they have put billions into has worked out. Has brought them back.
The Little Mermaid's tanked as well. The Little Mermaid's tanked as well. Has the Little Mermaid tanked as well? My girlfriend, that's who it was, just trying to phone me. She's just taken a little girl to see that, and they've gone out there to see that. And I haven't read any reviews, and I didn't know how well it was doing. But
I don't know. It's how can I put this? Sex with your with such a person, right? If you have to go and see Little Mermaid, the sex better be awesome afterwards. I mean, it's like mind blowing.
Yeah, I think I've dodged a bullet with the because it was looking like I was going to have to go to that one. Fast.
One of the two.
I love it. I can't carry on.
Please tell her that. I'd love to know what the reaction is.
Go on, carry on.
Oh yeah, fine. Let's see what else the evidence today. I forgot what we're looking at.
A bit of dialogue with the Doctor and with the crew, and I just cut it because we would have treated the voice, and we make that clear. Poor Sharon Duncan Brewster is talking with water pouring from her mouth here, and had we kept this scene, we would have dubbed the voice on properly and made it sound all alien and spooky, so it would have sounded better than it does now. But in the end, I just thought the flood was more mysterious, not explaining who they are or why they are.
See, I disagree with him. I think that would have been much better. Let's have seen the scene.
And indeed, they don't explain very much in these speeches either. But it does explain why later on in the story, the Doctor knows the name of the enemy.
Has that door got a hiding seal?
No, just basic.
Then the moment she heads for the door, we evacuate. Got that?
Pulse is low. Electrical activity in the brain seems to be going haywire.
Can she talk?
I don't know. She was talking before we noticed the change, but...
Maggie, can you hear me? Do you know who I am? Your commanding officer, Captain Adelaide Brooke. Can you tell me what happened? Margaret Kane, I demand a report. Tell me what happened to you.
Oh yeah, I want to watch this later tonight. I'm really into it.
En Schochtman aan Warrelinch och Fortebellen in Hurgwa.
What language is that?
Ancient North Martian.
Ridiculous.
It's like she recognized it.
Her eyes are different. They're clear.
Hang on a minute. Isn't that bloke there that we just saw? Isn't that the guy, Matt McCreevy, Philip Schofield's boyfriend?
No. I thought that
He's the guy everybody's looking for.
He needs to shave. That's not who Philip Schofield goes for.
No, the other bloke I meant.
I didn't know there's another one now. I'm sorry. Oh boy, not good news for him.
No.
Ancient North Martian.
Ridiculous.
It's like she recognized it.
Her eyes are different. They're clear, like she's closer to human.
Oh, that one. Where was it? Yeah. There. Yes.
It looks just like him, Matt McCreevy.
She's closer to human.
Not close enough for me.
Where'd you get your water from?
The ice field. The That's why we chose the crater. We're on top of an underground.
Hey, what you going to bloody talk?
That's here.
Tons of water, marvellous.
But every single drop is filtered, it's screened, it's safe.
Looks like it, yeah.
If something was frozen down there, a viral life form held in the ice for all those years.
Look at her mouth.
All blackened, like there's some sort of fission.
Well, think about it. The body's 60% water, but look at her, the water never stops. This thing, whatever it is, doesn't just hide in water, it creates water.
And the water will consume you.
She's absorbed the language.
So much water in your so solid shapes.
Well, I do like how
Ooh.
they kind of they kind of make the lips kind of look ice watery.
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of like weirdly ties in.
I wondered about that at the time, but of course it didn't go anywhere then, did it? It was years
Well,
before.
they didn't really need to really mention it, but they do tie it in nicely. Let's see what else she has to say.
Water. Always reaching to be free. You will drown the flood. Everyone drowns.
The flood, is that you? Is that your consciousness?
Tell me what you want.
She was looking at the screen, at Earth. She wanted Earth, a world full of water.
Captain, with me.
Scene 60 is a tiny...
All right, that's
Nice.
There
He's probably right about that, I suppose, but
probably, but you know what? You always want a bit more. To tell you. So this episode didn't work for me at all.
no,
The Doctor
me
versus
neither.
the Lad, he was a giant wood lice or something. What was the deal? I guess
Wasn't
it
he-
was like really disappointed with this.
Wasn't his daughter stuck in a room somewhere and she turned into wood? It was. I can see why they developed it. Let's put it that way. And I could
Right.
see there was the makings of a decent sort of chiller and almost sort of Tales of the Unexpected style Doctor Who story there.
Right.
But you're right. I mean, at the end of the episode, I remember feeling really quite flat and unchilled by it, and it's surprising considering that David Suchet was in it because he's a class actor, always has been, always will
Right.
be.
I thought they would have had him be like a more major character, right?
Yeah.
So wait. So this was his. So he wasn't totally. He was just sacrificing innocent students to feed the alien creature, keeping his daughter alive. Right. So, fine. So Capaldi has a. That's weird. They cut out a confrontation with Capaldi over. I don't know. One second.
And that's surprising as well because they're contemporaries, aren't they? Capaldi and Suchet, actors of a similar weight. I suppose Suchet is probably about 15, 20 years older than Capaldi, but they've got that kind of gravitas to each of them. It would have been a good confrontation.
Well, yes, I agree with you completely there, Joseph Lips. A virus mimicking the Ice Warrior's facial features would make sense on the evolutionary scale. Yeah. That's exactly what sort of thing I was thinking of. Yeah, let's see what this is. We got two more after this.
Can you help her?
Tell her what happened.
It was just before the war. Eliza was dying. Nothing could be done until these creatures saved her. At first it was a miracle.
And then they needed food.
20 years later, the creatures grew dormant. Eliza was fading again. Then a vagrant broke into the house, fell asleep, and the lice absorbed him. I was horrified, but Eliza grew strong.
Okay, this scene would have been so necessary, right? I now understand what was going on with him.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
And I realized what I had to do. It is regrettable, but nobody really misses the students. They're simply assumed to have run away.
And you think your daughter is more important than all of them?
Yes, of course. At this moment, you're concerned about your granddaughter, and you would do whatever it took to keep the person you love from death, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
Then you understand why I must take this course of action.
Oh, I do. I would tear the sky apart I would reduce the solar system to the tiniest cinder for anyone I loved. But if I was about to do that, if I got to that point of desperation, then I would have one hope, one desire. Yes, that someone would stop me.
Yeah, man. Get more Capaldi. That's really the go-to, right? Yeah.
Do you think that part of the reason they cut that as well is because we seldom hear the Doctor talk about love and himself quite as closely as that?
Yeah.
That he loves people, because generally speaking, he doesn't really ever admit to that, does he?
Right,
you care for them. You care for them very much. We get that kind of thing, and maybe a nod at the most.
Right. I know. I'm just trying to see. Yeah. So they're saying it's weird they didn't add it. The scene doesn't appear to fit into the episode's conclusion, so that's potentially why it was cut. Change the conclusion to keep this then.
Yeah, re-edit the damn thing and put this in. You stupid.
Yeah, that would have made it much better. Okay, what's going on here? They're the Doctor. You can't handle the call. One of the highlights of Dare the Doctor was the back and forth between the different. Well, that's always Matt Smith's 11th Doctor, David, blah blah blah, bickered, and guess what? We were almost granted another thing. In one deleted scene, the trio of Time Lords are changed into by the Royal Guards. 10, 11. Arguing all the while. So look.
Okay. Yes, I've seen this.
The call. You wouldn't understand the call. You couldn't handle the call.
Not since Richmond. They haven't drawn breath since Richmond.
Oh, blimey, that was it. Don't blink, mate.
Fabulous. Oh, John Hurt.
Oh,
you don't.
Yeah, I was just talking about the latest War Doctor box set from Big Finish, and the problem with it is this: script editing. The script editing is very weak, right? It's the script writing is good, right? The stories are good, the dialogue is good, but there's no, the person overseeing it just doesn't pull it together. You can tell this by a lot of things, like the title of the box set, Comrades in Arms, is just generic and throwaway. The new second Doctor box set is called James Robert McCrimmon. That's very specific, and it gives you a promise, or you have an idea what you're getting with that. Comrades in Arms, very throwaway. So this is all about this like Dalek-y woman hybrid thing that's basically his companion for the this box set. However, he's more her companion. The dramatic arcs of the story go around this woman rather around the Doctor. He's more on peripheral. These very good though. But the problem is this: because it's Big Finish, because it's 2023. They cannot have a masculine role played by a man. They have to, like, on Big Finish, if you're a general, you're a captain, you're a president, if you're any form of authority, you have to be played by a woman. I can't remember the last time there was a masculine role played by a man, right? That wasn't the Doctor.
An authority of some kind, or
right.
somebody.
And it's just ridiculous. So they got this actress, and she's playing all macho, and she's playing against herself, right? So she was in it a previous box set. She was introduced, but this one she's got some really heavy emotional weight to pull. Plus, she's the center of the story, whether he isn't, right? And she just can't really cut it, right? She doesn't really have the chops to pull this off. Right, and you know, the reason they're doing it is because I can't tell. She might be black, right? But she's a woman. Like enough with it. Just like, okay, can we go back to having men as well? I mean, that would be nice.
It's relentless, isn't it? Absolutely relentless. And when you realize how much in Big Finish's case, how much they record in advance, you think this is going to be a hangover for the next 2 to 3 years.
It is. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. By the way, You know that bloke I was going backwards and forwards with, the Stephen whatever.
The man I call the crying man. Yes.
Yeah. So I finally I then somebody says this thing. He was talking about me on Twitter, so I respond to that. But then I look at his timeline and I feel like such a schmuck. You know, he's on his timeline. He spends his days like screaming at like people randomly, like John Cleese or anybody, right? And you can see he always thinks he's got like mic drops, and he just like I'm like the village idiot. Like now I looked at his feed, I was like, why was I bothered?
So that's his whole that's his whole MO, to go in, shout his piece, stamp his feet, drop the mic, and F off. That's what he does.
Right, but
I've never come across the man before. I mean, I thought probably as you thought, and if you are, it's Steve, isn't it? If you are out there, mate, please don't take offence at this, because there's no stigma. You shouldn't be ashamed of the fact. But I thought Steve seemed like a man who was very, very ill, and
I won't say very ill. I'll say like in 2023, averagely ill.
Yeah, not a well man, and which I have every sympathy. But yeah, like, if that is the case, though, the last thing you really want to be doing is trawling Twitter, picking fights with the John Cleeses of this world, who are just.
It's just weird. It's just, I mean, I look at it and go, oh, that will make sense. It's like it's like everything changes. It's like looking for he's a 12-year-old in his bedroom, but he's not in that case. So anyway, what's this one? Taking place in the series finale, the Cybermen have a ship controller. The Doctor responds to the Cyberman's request for information with a rather bleak sentiment. Run! There's nothing else I can do, he tells the foe. In a few hours' time, this planet will be a ball of flame. All we can watch it do is watch it burn. Taking all in, the Cyberman responds with a pretty sick burn. You are proof that emotion destroys you. And it's unusually the Doctor, so down is like, oh, okay, fine, so we can find this clip. Doing. And number one here, does it give me a timestamp? Because this is about 20 minutes long, right? I think we just go.
I've just realised as well how much I miss keyboards in sci-fi. Everything is now hologrammatic, isn't it? People touching midair.
Yeah, I hate all this. Yeah, start with this already.
It was great in Minority Report 20 years ago. Now I'm sort of over
it.
it.
Exactly. Now it's just like, I know you're saving money. Leave me alone. Here we go. So look.
You will impart information about the Daleks.
You want advice? Come here. I'll give you my advice. I've got a machine downstairs. It's called a TARDIS. And you and me, just you and me, we can get into the TARDIS and fly away. Go to the other side of the universe and escape. Because there's nothing else I can do. For the first time in my life. Nothing.
I think they're right to cut this. A bit of a downer.
In a few hours' time, this planet will be a ball of flame. All we can do is run away and watch it burn.
You are proof.
Of what?
That emotions destroy you.
I forgot how chilling their faces were. I do like those moments. Well, there you go. That was quite a fun little article. Do you have anything going on? Do you have a stream tonight?
I do indeed. Hold on one second, my friend. I shall present arms. Here we are.
Here we are. Whip this out. She cried.
Yes, so we're live. We're going live in an hour and a quarter's time with more Type 40 Live, more of our nonsense. We're positively.
I see Susan's on there. By the way, it gets worse every time you bloody see it. It's unbelievable. Like, why does she have that weird expression on her face? Like,
it's what I called last week on the show the touching cloth look. It's she's followed through, that kind of thing.
I just don't get. I don't get anything about this. Like.
Well, the simple fact is, Rabbi, she can't act, And that's at the root of everything that we're seeing with this. I think it's honestly that simple. I don't mean to sound glib or cruel, but this woman cannot act. She shouldn't be anywhere near this project, anywhere near Doctor Who. In my view, seeing her interact with other members of the human race on Twitter, she should probably be in a padded cell somewhere.
But I'm just trying to work out what is the thinking behind this complete behind putting money into this. Like what is the thing? What possibly could it be?
Abject lunacy. I think it's a hangover from a time that is closing out. They've just got this one in under the radar. I think from what I hear anyway, certain people within various arms of the BBC aren't that much more pleased than we are about this. Certain licensees have been saddled with this. And I think obviously it's DOA. And I think part of the fun will just be, will have to be watching the thing crash and burn and see that, quite frankly, despicable woman get her comeuppance. She cannot.
No,
she cannot.
You're not going to see that. You're never going to see that. And don't get that out of your head, okay? Unless there like majorly changes in the world, you're never going to. They'll always
perhaps
lie.
not.
They'll always claim victory, right?
I think she's heading for a Twitter ban at the very least. You cannot be insulting your own customers on Twitter in that way.
Twitter is not doing good for itself. Have you heard about the whole Jeremy Boring thing?
I'm afraid I haven't. No.
Okay, so Daily Wire is a very, very big conservative news network. They got lots of different people. So one of the people they got on there is Matt Walsh. He did this documentary. You probably heard of it. Called
I've heard of it.
Right? Yeah, very good. So they were airing it for free on Twitter, right? And Twitter said, "Great, fantastic. We'll offer you this package where you'll be recommended to everyone. You'll get a dedicated Twitter space and everything." So then they asked for a screener of it, and they gave it to them, and then they said, "Oh no, we're not going to sell you this package. You're not doing it. This because contravenes our rules on hate speech and with misgendering, right?" And so they say you can post it, but we're not going to promote it for you. You're just not going to appear on your timeline of any of your followers. They have to go to you and find you. It's their free speech thing is real. It's going to be put to the test tonight, right? By about midnight your time, right? It's supposed to air, and we'll see what they do, right? Which is so. Twitter's this with this new CEO who's a World Economic Forum president.
Yeah, I saw.
It's not good news. I get the vibe I get is that Elon Musk, it's kind of just lost interest. It's like, this is just too much. I've done everything. I think I'm done, right? That's the vibe I'm getting of it. So Twitter really had an opportunity to make itself into a YouTube rival streaming platform.
I think he'll have. I think Elon Musk will find himself in a position sooner rather than later where he has to come back to be CEO, because that woman is clearly in the as you say, in that cabal.
He's CEO right now, right? Look, if he this is a very high profile thing, right? Very high profile, and hopefully this will move Daily Wire and hopefully Tucker Carlson over to Rumble, because this is the absolute thing that they don't want to happen, right? So this could really kill. This could really create you. If YouTube would have an interface that will be friendly to video content, which it doesn't, right? It needs that urgently. And if it became a free speech platform with the reach it's got, it could take out YouTube easily, right? With not easily,
I agree,
but that's just not going to happen, right? If you
it could drastically infringe on its grip on video content. I certainly agree with that, and I think that it was about to take flight as well. And if it doesn't happen, Elon described it as unlocking the potential of Twitter when he was first. And the steps that he's made so far as I'm concerned, most of them have been certainly the right ones to make, and most of them, in my view, seem to have been pretty successful.
I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, look,
I can understand.
I'm going to keep the blue check mark for another month or so, see how things go. But like, if they don't support the stream, I think this is a torpedoing YouTube, torpedoing Twitter as a streaming platform. It really is make or break tonight, right? It's like if Elon Musk doesn't get involved today, this is really make or break, which is good, right? It's good that we know where it stands. Sorry?
Yeah, I'm glad you've told me about this, because I had no idea this was going on. I've been really impressed by how Twitter has come on. I mean, I noticed that in particular some content creators, it really works for them. I noticed that what Noel Glynn in the TARDIS sound, what he does, it works really well with Noel's. He goes live on Twitter now pretty much instantaneously when something breaks or something of interest happens. Because obviously that's very much in Noel's wheelhouse. He can just do that.
Right.
As I was saying to somebody the other day, that in this sort of sphere, there are, I couldn't do what Noel does. He does his thing his way, and people have different ways of bringing content, and it's just seems right for his brand and the kind of things that he likes to do, and the people, and how he's kind of fearless and engaging with people as well. And because they know, that he's right, it always kicks off. So it's right that Noel be there, and that's just within our little corner of one little fandom.
It's really got potential. But
so when you extrapolate it, and look elsewhere, can you imagine how many other Noels there are out there, and various other people? And so to think to snuff that out just when it's starting to evolve would be a great pity.
Right, I agree. So again, I am hoping that things go better somehow. I don't know, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. What can you do? So you got the Doom Patrol throbbing with Doctor Who news. It's not news. It's a bit of a weak throb, I would say.
Well, yeah, it depends. It depends how easily engorged one is, I suppose.
Well, that is true. It depends. I think we're supposed to be getting announced for season 20 any moment now on Blu-ray.
Well, as far as I knew, it was supposed to happen 4 weeks ago. I don't know why it hasn't. Now, I know that they've changed their MO at BBC Studios regarding these Blu-ray sets. I know simply by the silence from people that I speak to who work on them. So I know they've changed their MO with them. So I suspect that when we do get the announcement, it will come with a date which will be as near as damn it unmovable. So they are trying to change the whole sort of
that's pretty smart. That is
culture around it. Because I suppose with season 20 in particular, mainly because it contains the 5 Doctors, they know that people are going to want that. For argument's sake, say they intend on bringing it out in November, early November, before the anniversary.
Right.
They know that people are going to want to watch that for the 40th anniversary of the 5 Doctors, and they want to guarantee that people are going to get that rather than get it in the middle of December or something like that. I mean, that's what I would do. I'd like to think we're getting 2 box sets before the end of the year, but we might not be.
I don't know. What do you think will be after season 20?
Haven't a clue.
Sincerely, season 15, maybe.
I was going to go for 16. If I was pushed, I'd say the Key to Time season. But
that's what I meant. Sorry, I meant. You're right. I think exactly what I meant. Right.
Yeah.
Or no, we'll probably get a black and white season.
I sincerely don't care what we get in what order. I think another Peter Davison set is long overdue, but we know the reason why.
We're not going to get 2 back to back. Although I would hold off on all black and white seasons for at least a year till you see what AI can do, right? To see how it pans out. Because it's going to be ridiculous releasing them and re-releasing them a year later with like instantly perfect reconstructions.
You could be right. I'm going to go out on a limb and say we won't get any more black and white Doctor Who this year, or certainly we certainly won't get any more Hartnell because of what
I don't know. Look, I know that guy Callum's been hired to do a project which who did the Celestial Toymaker. I don't know if they commissioned him to do episodes 3, 4, and 5, 2, 3, and 4 of Celestial Toymaker. I hope they did, but I know he's commissioned for something else with the First Doctor. So yeah, I think I listen. It will be a real crying shame if we don't get the other 3 parts of Celestial Toymaker, because his recreation was perfect.
That would be a nice thing to have. I think I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Hartnell release by the end of the year, but I don't think it'll be a box set. I think it'll be something else.
Right. It's probably the Smugglers, not the Smugglers. Is he the Smugglers? No, they're what are they talking? They were talking about doing.
The rumor was that the Smugglers have been found.
Right. Oh, there's a lot of movement there, by the way, with returning episodes, because a few collectors are dying. And so their collections are finally being released to the BBC.
Yeah, I've seen something. Well, I didn't see any actual story from a fan site or the BBC about this, but I've seen whispers of fans talking about it, and I meant to see where it was coming from, which fans in particular. Obviously, it's all somebody's passed away. That's terrible. But I
think we're going to see like Web of Fear, not Web of Fear. 10th Planet episode 4, for example.
You could be right. So it's fairly common knowledge, I think, within film collector circles now that when you have a haul, a hoard, a collection, a library, however you define it, right. That now within those circles, I think you probably still get the odd 1 or 2 eccentrics who just keep it in their garage and they don't tell a soul. But largely, right. I think there's a network of people who talk. This is one of the blessings of online. There's always those forums where people can meet, talk about what they've got, what they haven't. And between them, I believe that they will have made a provision that should any of them pass away, information about what they've got would get to the right places. I would like to think so.
And you've got to hope someone like Philip Morris is on top of this stuff, who knows what's going on with it.
I would trust. I mean, Philip gets such a bad press, and he's such a nice guy. I would.
Who's he get bad press from? I didn't know that.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. I mean, you must have noticed how quiet he was for a very long time.
Right.
But yes, there are people within the missing episodes community, which again is another community within a community, who really vilify Phil for his silence out of frustration and jealousy, maybe in some cases.
Yeah, it is jealousy. I mean that's what it is. Almost all the time, like it's just jealousy, right? It's incredible, but yeah, because you don't expect it to be jealousy because it's so silly, right? Yeah. And we're grown-ups and we shouldn't do it, but it really is. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I think that, going back to archive releases, I think they've got something special up their sleeve, and maybe it involves that animation guy. I'd like to think it would, but I think that we probably will get that colorized Unearthly Child this year. I think that's probably going to happen.
That is true. Fine. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap up. I'm gone 2 hours.
Cheers. Yes. Thanks.
Any Freshwater Sam Jones fans here? If so, check out Sam J. Jones Saves the Galaxy. Okay, I'll go check that out, Darren. Thank you for letting me know. That sounds really fun.
Who isn't a Sam Jones fan? I am.
Exactly. I will look at that tomorrow on my stream. I think that sounds like a fun thing to go to.
Yeah,
fine. Fine, I'm going to head off. I am, as I said, running out of steam. Join me tomorrow. I think next week you're going to get pre-records on Monday and Wednesday. That's what I'm aiming for. So who knows on their stream. Dan, do you have anything else you would like to tell the world?
Only apart from be there at 8:00 for Type 40 Live for a couple of hours. Good time, news, gossip, nonsense. Blind speculation and knob gags, the general kind of thing. And thank you as always for having me on, Rabbi. It's good to see you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'm hitting the end broadcast button. I'm saying, hitting it again.